Oh, hey, folks, Patrick Kelleher at elderlawcare.com. Folks, great question today from one of our YouTube subscribers. Hey, Patrick, what if my elderly parent is refusing help? Oh, my. Very common. Folks, I had a meeting with a family in here earlier today for their elderly mom, and the children came in very concerned about their mom who's aging in place, still very independent, but declining, diminished capacity, but not completely incapacitated, and getting a little frail. They're concerned that their parent is a fall risk and so forth. They're looking for the next best steps. Do we put her in assisted living? Can she come back home from the hospital rehab, or does she got to go into that dreaded nursing home? So we had all the conversation around that. We carefully assessed and evaluated the big picture, and I gave them specific legal advice. And with their parent, like a lot of our parents and our loved ones, they're still looking to hold on to their independence and autonomy. And they're probably giving their loved ones some pushback. They may even have some degree of diminished capacity or some degree of mild dementia or moderate dementia that has not yet been diagnosed. And sometimes with that dementia comes a degree of paranoia where they might think that their family members are looking to take advantage of them or their finances or whatever it may be. Folks, so you have to be very cautious of that. There's some good books out there. One that I recommended to clients before, written by a geriatric psychologist. It is called How to Say It to Seniors. How to Say It to Seniors. And it's on Amazon. You can pick up a paperback copy of that book, written by the author David Solie, S-O-L-I-E. And we have that in our library here at the office at our Elder Law Care Center. I've given that to folks before as an educational tool and resource, because in that book, like other resources, it'll teach you how to speak and communicate to your aging loved ones where they do not feel threatened or uncomfortable by your advances to help them. That's my first piece of advice right here, folks. Become skilled and educated on how to properly communicate with your loved ones where they do not feel threatened by you. Number two, folks, you need to do your very, very best to make sure your loved one has designed and signed what I refer to as the Big Six disability planning, because they're just not elder law tools in your toolbox. They are power tools to avoid disability probate at the probate court for arduous, expensive stresses and messes, economic and emotional headaches of conservatorships and guardianships. You don't want to go that route. Very intrusive, very expensive for the whole family. It's an exhausting ordeal, very expensive. You do not want to go through that. And so if your loved one can become educated and informed in the third quarter of life so they can have their own decision-making process and be in control and create their Big Six disability planning with their elder law attorney, which comprises of their durable power of attorney with enhanced elder law powers, their healthcare proxy with enhanced elder law powers, their power tools to slay the beast of conservatorships and guardianships at the probate court. We've heard stories, it's costing families $50,000 in probate attorney fees because it's such an arduous process. The court is appointing guardian ad litem and court-appointed conservators, and they're not free. They have to charge the estate or your loved one. And they're charging by the hour, $300-400 per hour. The process is going on for 6 months or longer. It gets very, very expensive. Hence the reason why I refer to that is the stresses and messes of probate and the economic and emotional headaches of probate. So folks, do your best to become informed and have your loved ones create that Big Six disability planning. It's a least intrusive means right there, folks. And you want to be least intrusive and not be invasive. And that's the invasive process. Now, if they didn't sign, then you may have to go the formal process of petitioning the probate court for conservatorships, guardianships, and the dreaded ugly milk crate represents what the probate court looks like. But if that's the case, sometimes that's necessary if that is necessary to protect your loved one. If they're a fall risk, if they're not listening any longer and they're a wanderer and they're walking out into traffic and they're harm to themselves or others and they do not have the legal capacity to sign a power of attorney or healthcare proxy any longer because of their frailty and their cognitive impairment like dementia or Alzheimer's, Lewy body syndrome or whatever it may be, then you may not have a choice. But then you want to hire an experienced elder law attorney, petition the probate court for guardianship and conservatorship, because that will allow you to manage their medical as well as their financial affairs. At least now you're in charge, you're a loved one presumably, spouse, son or daughter, of your loved one, and at least you're in charge and not a stranger that's picked and appointed by the probate court judge. If nobody steps up, that's what they do. So folks, there you have it right there. And once you're appointed by the probate court, then it might be less expensive because you're not a stranger, you're not a private professional charging by the hour. Folks, God love you. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you found it helpful, please share it with other folks. Please click the subscribe button because we'll keep you updated. Also click that notification bell as well. Follow us also on other social media platforms like Instagram, now TikTok, Facebook, and now, of course, our YouTube channel here. We've gotten a lot of subscribers. We have almost 300 videos on our YouTube channel. And if you'd like to read more, pick up a copy of my book on Amazon, Patrick Kelleher, How to Avoid the Four-Headed Monster of Estate Planning and Elder Law. Folks, do your best. Take care of your loved one. It's our personal responsibility. God bless. Take care.